And this caused a manifestation of a physical substance. Now this physical substance was spherical as well. And we know them in the book as cells. So these were single cells existing in an environment that began to evolve around it. And as awareness and consciousness evolved, so did its pressing desire to realize more. And as it rested, as consciousness rested, or all the consciousnesses out there rested, so did the matter around this conscious understanding relax and cool as well. So this single situation got consciousness to a physical plane to where it could finally realize physical contact. And this physical contact was a bumping into other spherical physical cells, and they started to realize each other in this bumping of the cells. Then there was a transference, an exchange, because the perspective of each cell had a specific understanding about the situation that is around it. It bumped into the other cells that are around it and exchanged the wisdom that it had realized from its perspective of awareness. The cells were astounded by this understanding, this awareness, that there could be something more, and as they worked at bumping into each other and realizing the things that are happening and going on around them, they exchanged that understanding according to their perspective. So that evolved into evolution. Now, as consciousness evolved, there were some exchanges that took place to where the degree of hunger for knowledge and wisdom was so intense by some of the cells that they absorbed the cells that were around them, sort of like corporations do when they acquire other companies, is that they absorb the wisdom and the knowledge. So in a way, our physical world today, as people in corporation life or wherever else, it's the same thing when we get married. You know, we join a group. So we are living evolved from the single non-physical awareness to multiple awarenesses in that we exchange. But the thing is that this physical plane can only exist for so long because of the limitations. And then the awareness, our awareness in physical realization, transforms out of or steps out of the frame to where we can realize in the physical sense, and we go back to our source, and we're able to digest spiritually the things that we learned and understand better than being housed in the situation that we are in. Because when we're in a physical conduct or frame, we are limited to how we can digest the information. That's why life only exists for so long, so there can be a realization of all the information realized. Just look at all the stuff that you've learned or seen over your life. How much of it can you recall? Well, when you return back to the divine source, you can recall every bit of it. So it's important to realize the things that are going on around you, because it will serve you when you go back to the divine source. Now, there are rules for that as well, where if you decide that you don't like what you're realizing right now and decide to do something that changes that, then you could end up coming back in another physical, lesson or something, and it would repeat itself completely. So the thing is to just stick it out, write it out, and learn the things that you were supposed to learn. So some of us are in a place right now to where we are struggling, and that's the universe forcing us to bump into other people and situations in our life so we can realize things and help us develop and grow to a better place. So what's happening is a part of our spiritual growth. We're in a place where we got stagnant, and the universe, the divine source, decided that we needed to have some change. So in meditation this morning, I connected with the divine source and asked about why these things are going on. And I reached out to the mothers and the fathers in the place of the divine source. And I asked them why and how we can recover from this. And they invited me into song. We are watching you to make sure that you are safe, but your lessons are in a place where you are not growing. So the storms come and the branches are lost, but new growth begins and you will receive positive abundance and joy will return. But it's important that you live through, learn through the storms that are now and have passed and are coming, so you can be most divine. So divine. A psychic connection between us all is going to grow, and we will no longer know falsehoods or lies. So I received this and have to take it as a blessing. So stick out the situations that we are in, and we will prosper. So I am praying for every one of you to be safe and to have good things going on in your life. So I say, mothers and fathers in the divine place, help us see the lessons and learn the lessons that we are supposed to know, and we want to do better. We want to see ourselves in a better place. Mothers and fathers in the divine place, help us through this storm. Help our sons, help our daughters, help our mothers, help our fathers. Help our friends. Help those who are in the place to where they need more help. Help us do better. That's what I have for us today. I'm Kevin Baird, and I bid you good day.